17 once again, introducing you to my Dishonored very hard difficulty video walkthrough. As I've previously mentioned, this playthrough will give you about 5 achievements for not being spotted, not killing anybody, not using the upgrades or the abilities, all that good stuff. It's pretty much the ultimate run through of Dishonored in one playthrough. And these moments here are when we go back to the Hound Pit Pub, and there are a lot of story related stuff that happens in this area. There's also a lot of opportunities to collect things, to find things, to talk to people, to kind of broaden the fiction of the game, and a lot of it is optional. You don't have to do it, and I'm going to pretty much skip all of this to get the guide out as quickly as I can. But these sections will be the 0.5s of the missions, and literally whichever mission they follow, it will be a 0.5 of that mission. So this is 1.5, and every time we come back here, which is kind of the hub world before you go back into the city, I'm going to document them as such so that you can understand the layout of this guide a little bit better. And I'm going to use this opportunity to tell you about some of the things that's going to be happening throughout these videos. So if you're watching this to get a good idea of what the game offers, you're not going to get much from them, because the achievement I'm going for is there are a bunch of, if you played Bioshock, think of them as plasmids and tonics. The tonics were the passive skills, the plasmids were the abilities, and this game is exactly the same. It just uses different terminology. Well, I'm not going to be using any of them except for this one you can see right now. This ability here is extremely useful. It does have problems because it is a little bit finicky, but aside from that, it's so much fun, so interesting. It gives you mirror's edge mobility at the touch of a button. It really does, and it's super useful. And throughout the course of the game, you're going to get really good with this skill. The only problem is, the playthrough that I'm doing, I can't upgrade it. So this is a level 1 blink, and I will not be touching any of the other powers or any of the other abilities. It's just going to be blinking. What I'm also going to do to make the game a little bit more fun and interesting for myself is I'm not going to really use anything but the knife and my bare hands. I'm not gonna mess about with any grenades. I'm not gonna mess about with the crossbow, even though you can get sleep darts for the crossbow. So if you are struggling, maybe purchase some of those, because they will definitely help. This item right here is a collectables finder. It's a heart that throbs, and it tells you that you're close to a collectible. And there are a lot to find on the game, but the problem with this playthrough is the things that you find from using that are things I cannot use. So they do not give me any benefit whatsoever. And speaking of something quite interesting, I didn't know you could fall into this house until I was recording, and then I kind of got stuck in it, because you're supposed to use the blink on those planks of wood so you can get high enough to get out. But it took me a couple seconds to figure it out, and a failed blink to get onto it. So do bear with my my lack of skills. But there are a lot of features of the game you're not going to see. Like, a really cool idea, which I haven't even touched yet, is possession. You can possess things, but as I've mentioned, my first run through the game was a practice run, my second run through is a recording, so I haven't had the time to play with it myself yet. But there is a ton of depths, and this guide can be a little bit of a disservice to that, because you're not going to see much of it. A couple of things to bear in mind with the blink. If it's a sphere, when you're aiming it, when you hold the left trigger, that means that you will land where it says. If it's a sequence of arrows pointing up, that means that you will mantle up to whatever you're aiming at. Try to get familiar with those different icons. Try to get as efficient with them as you can, because sometimes it can let you down, it can fail you, it can do one when you don't think it's gonna, or you can end up falling, and you will die from fall damage on this game, and you will probably drop into some really embarrassing moments where all the guards see you and you fuck up. It's just the nature of the beast. But I would recommend you save often and save in different slots. And I would never normally say save in different slots, but this game has an autosave which is absolutely rampant. This game saves after everything, and it doesn't matter if it puts you in a really bad situation. The first 3 levels, I managed to somehow autosave myself into some of the worst situations, and I would not wish that on my worst enemy, so I would implore you to save manually so that you can avoid getting fucked by the game. And trust me, this game really tries to fuck you at times. But thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in the next actual mission, and you take care now.